It is still muddy out here. Holy cow.
I don't know which is worse, being on this side or that side.
I know. All right, so we are out here today working on windows. So on this, on my table here, I got all of the rough opening sizes. So I'm going to rip down or cut down these 2x6s. So we frame out everything with 2x6s for the windows. I'm going to get all those cut out, and then we'll assemble them with screws. And I'm going to use screws on these instead of nails so that I can adjust them if I need to get it square. So it's a little bit easier than those ring shank nails, which you can't get out. So I'm going to get all these boards ripped down or cut down, and then we'll pick back up with assembling them. And then hopefully today we can get some of them installed. So alright, so I don't know how well this picks up on camera, but I added a 3-degree slope on this so that when we frame out the windows, we'll put the slope towards the outside. So if any water gets behind the windows, it'll work its way out. And then we put the flashing around the windows, it'll just work its way out behind the metal panel, but over the sheathing, so we don't have any leaks on the inside of the house. So it's just for the uprights. We'll get that 3%, and then when we put the board on, it'll probably be easier to see. All right, now I got these cut. Take some screws and we will fasten them together, and then we can make sure that they're square. Then if they're square, we will get them installed. So what I may do is add a brace on the back side that I can take out just to keep them square, but it might not be necessary because I can square them up. Once we get the top board fastened into the girts, we can kind of adjust the frame and square it up. So
outside corner?
Yeah. 74 and 3/8. 74 and 3/8. Perfect.
Well, that puts it into perspective. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, that's a big window. So it is flat right now. I don't know how well this picks up on camera, but you can see the slope. If this stays flat, it's not going to stay flat. It's going to go up like this. So again, I don't know if this picks up on camera, but you can see I can shove this underneath. So that'll be our 3-degree slope for drainage outside. So we'll put together the rest of these. We have, what do we have? We have 5 of these for the front of the house, and then 1 on the back of the house. So 4 in the front, 1 in the back. And then we have 3 that are the same height but narrower for our living room. Now we have another one that's the same, no, 2 more that are the same height but narrower than those for the bedroom, and then 1 more real small one for our bathroom. And then once we get these done, we can bring them over and start installing them.
Far off is it?
Like an 1/8 inch. But when we put it on, adjust it.
Can I flip this over so the sawdust doesn't?
But just pull it all the way back. You can keep pulling it if you want. Oh, like. Okay, so there's all the window frames. I do have to go inside and get the drawing, our plans, because I don't remember where they have to go. So I'll have to get that, and I think I have to measure them out because I didn't put those. Actually, no, I put those measurements on there. So I'll run in, grab those plans, and then we'll come back and start laying them out where they need to go. All right, so the first window, this is gonna be a bedroom over here. So I got it marked out. I don't know if that picks up on camera, but here is where the corner of the window has to be. We're going 2 feet from the ground, or 3 feet from the ground, which ends up being 3'4", because we're going 4 inches up with our concrete. So we have this marked at 3'4". Tina's gonna set the window up. I'm gonna screw 1 in, and then we'll make sure it's level, and then we'll we'll go back afterwards and cut these boards out. It is still muddy out here. Holy cow!
I don't know which is worse, being on this side or that side.
I know. How not to set the window up?
I lost my grip.
first window I got in, we ended up changing. We were gonna go 40 inches. You can see the line here, because that would be 36, but that's where our wainscoting is gonna go. So we're actually gonna drop it down. We're gonna put stone on the front of the house, and then the trim, and then metal panels above it. So we didn't want all that in line. It would kind of look odd. So we ended up moving it down, so it'll kind of jog down and then back up. So we're at, let's see, the base of the window is basically 38 and a half minus 4 inches, so 34 and a half. So just sit down 1.5 inches, and that should look pretty good. So this is the first one. We ended up changing it. You saw a little bit, but we ended up changing it. So I was by myself. Tina had to go inside, so I didn't film it, but we'll film the next one. I think I'm just gonna get all the windows hung, and then we'll come back and show you what we're doing with these. We'll cut all these out and then add blocking for our windows to be fastened, and do all that. So we'll get started on the next one. Alright, so I got this one up, the clamp's holding it up. I got my mark here, and I dropped the screw. You would think I would go get my magnetic bit for this, so I don't continue to drop screws like I have for the last how many weeks. Alright, so we got that side in. Vanna White is back out here to help.
You want to come hold it?
Yeah. Your side a little bit so that you can see.
Okay.
Your side's got to go up a touch. Right there. I like it.
Good?
Yeah. This would be a heck of a lot easier if we could set up the ladder on the outside, but I feel like if we set the ladder up on the outside, we'll end up in China because we'll sink so much.
Sawdust. My face.
All right, so the last one on the front, it's the same size. Let's get this screwed in and then we'll level it out. This side has to go that way a little bit, so that side has to go up. There you go. There you go, perfect. Okay, the camera died when we were on that side of the house, so it didn't get any more, and we're all out of, I only have one battery for the big camera, and I left the GoPro inside. So we didn't film the backside, but as you can see, we got it. So behind me there, that's gonna be a bedroom. Then that big opening is the back slider for the patio, for the back porch. We got 3 windows for the great room, a window on the far side for the master, 2 windows for the master. Then in that corner up there, there's one for the office. And then up here is 3 more bedrooms. So all the windows are in, it looks good. I think we picked the right size. We were going back and forth on what size, but I think we picked the right size. So we were originally gonna do 4-foot high windows by 5 foot wide. We changed to, what are they, 3 foot wide by 5 foot high? Mm-hmm. Just because the 4x5 were custom windows, or 5x4 were custom windows, and they were stupid expensive. So these ones fit a little bit more on our budget, and I think they're going to be plenty big. I think the other ones would have been too big actually. So looks pretty decent. What do you think?
I think it looks good. I was just thinking that every step of the way that we've done so far, like I know the house is going to look really big, but with the windows now, it kind of makes it look a little bit smaller, and you kind of can see what it's going to look like, and kind of gives you a better idea of the layout.
I agree, except for right here where we can now see how far we have to grade, because that window, the bottom of that window is the same as the bottom of that window, and it's definitely a lot higher. So it just puts it into perspective. Although there's no, by the tubes, there's no gravel, so it's kind of misleading a little bit.
Right. But
we definitely have to come up a good, I don't know, 16, 18 inches once we get the plumbing in. But yeah, it's looking good. So we'll pick this back up tomorrow with framing the windows. I'm not going to get started on that now. It's getting late. It's almost 4 o'clock. So I'm not going to get started on another project. So we'll pick this back up tomorrow. All right, so we're out here today doing windows, finishing the windows. You can see behind me I started a couple, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 down there. So I didn't film the process of the first couple because it's still pretty muddy up here in the front. It's a pain in the butt to move the camera around. So we're gonna go over here to the side now and continue on framing out these windows, and we'll show you how we're doing it. It's a little bit different. A lot of people put basically new girts up before they put the window frames in, but we weren't sure exactly where we wanted our windows, so we're kind of doing it a little bit differently, maybe backwards, but either way it's going to work out. So yeah, so we'll get started on framing these out. All right, I got all my boards ripped down before we started. So first thing we need to do is add basically another girt to the bottom of the window. You can see here that it's not on the base of the window frame, is not on a girt. So we're just going to take this 2x4 and screw it in. So let's get a screw started so that's a little bit easier. And of course, this one's warped. So I'm just gonna push it up there as close as I can get it to the top of that bottom board of the frame. Then we will start another one, and I'm gonna take my clamp here to bring that board up. Now it's touching, and it's drilled in. So add one more in the center, then I'll fasten it into the posts on both sides. Next up, we need to add framing on the side. So we got these two boards cut, just some 2x4s. That will sit in there. And then you want this 2x4 flush with the frame of the window. So I'll drill that in. And drill it in down here. All right, so now we'll add the next one, which will be a girt on the top, and then we can cut those out. So bring the ladder over, we'll add that girt on top.
You're such a good helper. You're a lot stronger than Mama is.
All right, so one thing different about these versus everything else, I am using screws because I'm trying to pull the faces so that they're all plumb and flush. If I use nails, it might not pull that out. So I am using screws on all the windows, and like I said earlier in the video, I did use screws on the frame so that I can adjust them if I need to. But hopefully that won't happen. So now we got this blocked out. Can take our square and doesn't have to be perfect here because the saw blade is a little bit deeper. But I'll run the square down, get my lines. Now I can take the saw and cut along those lines, and that will cut those out. So I'll do that now. Best thing to use here would probably be 2x6s, just for a little extra support, but it's not the end of the world. And I have a bunch of scraps. I have been using 2x6s and 2x4s. So on this one, since I used all my 2x6s, we're just going to use 2x4s. So instead of trying to measure, just put the board up. Put a mark, take my square, go across. I can make that cut using my square so it's nice and straight. Could probably use nails here, but just going to continue to use screws just so I don't have to pull out another tool. So there's one side and just a little scrap piece. This would probably be more crucial if you're just doing house wrap. We're doing sheathing, so all this stuff's going to be covered anyway. A 2x6 on this would be easier with insulating. With standard bat insulation, we're going to do spray foam, so they'll be able to spray in here. But that's what, if you had a 2x6, they don't have to worry about trying to get in that crack. But hopefully the spray foam guy that we end up using will be good and can do that. So I'm going to jump up there on the ladder. We'll fasten these ones, cut that board out, and then you can see what this window looks like when it's all done. That's all there is to it. So we got a window framed out. There is that brace that I'll have to take out. I guess I have one more block there. I'm not going to worry about that real small gap on the top. The wood's just going to split if I put one there, so it's not going to matter. So but then, like I said, this will all get sheathing, make it more solid, and then we can put the windows on. So one thing I did forget to mention is that I put a screw here on the end, and I did it 1/4 inch in from the end because we're going to use sheathing. So that sheathing is going to stick out an extra 1/2 inch. And what that screw is for is because our metal panels they're ribbed, and center of the rib to the center of the rib is 9 inches. And I don't want a window or a door to end or start at 9 inches, because when you put your J channel on the top, it's gonna be really hard to flash the window properly. So what I did is I just wrote X's. I came down where the windows were. I don't know if that picks up on camera, a little tiny X. So this is where the 9 would be. So it's like right about here. That's the center of the rib. So we'll be fine by the time we put our J channel on. And I did that all the way down for all the windows and made slight adjustments. So I do have to adjust the one on the end down there, but all the other ones are done. So all right, we're at the back of the house. Bathroom window living room, living room, living room. Doorway not done. And the only window we did not get is that one right there. So that one's got to be moved, like I talked about earlier with the ribbing on the metal panels. So I have to move that one. I just ran out of time, but I'll just move that one in the morning. But the rest of them are in, and I think it looks pretty good. What do you think?
I like it.
You think it's enough?
Yes.
So that over there is a master bedroom. There's an office. The front door will be right in there. And then you got bedroom, bedroom, bedroom. And then we'll have another door right there going into the garage. And then from there, we just have one door going into the outside. We'll probably put it in the front. That'll be a man door to go outside from the garage. I have pencil on my lips. Probably shouldn't put the pencil in my mouth. So that door going outside is just gonna be, we're just gonna pick up a door at Lowe's. All the other doors are 8 foot tall. But that one we're probably hardly ever gonna use and not even really gonna see. So we're just gonna get a standard door for now. We can always change it later in the future if we want to. But our windows should be here this week. They should be here by the time this video comes out. And then I think it's drying out enough. I think we're going to try to do the trusses this week too. So that's probably where we'll leave this video. I'm not going to film doing this last one. I'll just come out here in the morning and knock it out real quick. But also with the window delivery, it's another, not the same truck, but we're going to get our sheathing as well. So someone wants dinner. It's 5:15. So we're getting our sheathing as well. So we're moving right along. That's where we'll end this video though. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you on the next video.